Good afternoon from Grandma Ba's Holistic Kitchen. Hope this is finding you all well and happy and ready to learn a fun new culinary program. Well, it's not really a program, it's a way of fixing a wonderful, wholesome snack that I think your families will love and you will love, and it's really quite simple, nutritious, and delicious. So what it is essentially are almonds, but they're coated with a sugar and cinnamon, but it's not real sugar and it's not fake sugar. It's called xylitol, and we will be talking a little bit about that later. It's actually a sugar alcohol. Not everybody can eat it, but for those of you who can, it's a great substitute and it makes really delicious snacks with almonds. So essentially what you need to do to start is, the most important part of it is soaking the nuts and seeds. Any kind of nuts and seeds and grains all need to be soaked at least a minimum of something like 6, 8, 10, 12 hours, and in some cases longer. And that's because they all contain phytic acid. And phytic acid is an enzyme inhibitor. So essentially, you're unable to really absorb thoroughly essential minerals in your digestive tract. It's just sets up a barrier for absorption. And it's really a toxic substance. It's actually the seed's protective coating so that it doesn't get damaged. If it's just in storage, it's nature's way of protecting it. So what we need to do to unlock that and to rid the seed or grain from that substance is to soak it. And that will remove the substance, and it will also make it more absorbable and easier to digest and just really more nutritious all the way around. Very simple process. All you need to do is put the seeds in warm water. I add 2 tablespoons of sea salt, because again, that helps with the breakdown process. I use 3 different kinds in our kitchen, just for variety. Everybody says the Celtic is probably the most densely mineralized. It has about 72 different trace minerals. And another favorite is it's called real salt, and I believe it's from the Utah Salt Flats. But I like it because it really is very flavorful. When you can tell it's pink and it's as good as it tastes as it looks. And then Himalayan is another one, a pink salt, and I like to use that too as a variety salt. So I keep those at the stove, and depending on my mood, I interchange them. So you can put a couple tablespoons in and then just soak it overnight, which is what I did with these. And then I put them in the colander and rinse them really thoroughly, because you don't want that phytic acid or the polyphenols or the goitrogens. Quite a mouthful, but that's what the seeds have until you remove all that with the soaking. So thoroughly rinse your seeds, your nuts, off with, I use filtered water at the sink, and make sure that they really are thoroughly rinsed. You don't have any trace left of the phytic acid. And then when they are completely drained, partially dry, I put them on the dehydrator sheet. And what I like using, what I have and purchased, is the Excalibur. And it is a good caliber. And I think for the 5 tray, I paid about $104. And I don't remember shipping, but right around that price range. You might be able to find a better deal on Craigslist. But anyway, I paid the full amount because I got a little surprise present from my mother-in-law, so that's how I redeemed it. So anyway, you put it out and you leave space between the nuts so that they can thoroughly dry. And then I put them in the dehydrator for these, because they've been soaking at least 12 hours. It can take up to 36 hours to get them thoroughly dried so they're kind of crispy to the touch. And then the last part of it, once they're all dried, you can eat them that way, of course, and anybody that can't really tolerate the xylitol, or maybe you can use honey, just eat them as is. They're delicious. They have just a little bit of salt, and of course they're sprouted, so they're still alive, and in fact even more nutritious than if you were eating them raw. So, well, they are raw, but not with the phytic acid. So your next step is caramelizing, and this is again a very simple step to take it to the next level of sweetness and spice. And I just use a real easy stainless steel fry pan, and I put the nuts right in the fry pan, and I haven't measured, but I will be measuring, and I will be putting it on the Grandma Bob blog. I would say probably about the equivalent of a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons in a pan of, it's probably about a cup, maybe a half a cup of the nuts. I do maybe 3 batches of a bag about that size. And I put the xylitol on, followed by the cinnamon. And this is because it's such a favorite with my grandson, and because my husband loves the cinnamon, and we put it in our smoothies. We put it obviously in this. I make some almond bars that call for a tablespoon. Cinnamon's a big staple in our household. So I buy it by the pound. This is organic. It's Star West Botanicals. And I get it at Viacost, of course. You can get it at Eyre, or you can get it at your local store. Anyway, it's a great cinnamon. Tastes wonderful and is organic. So you sprinkle that over. Again, I don't have measurements here, but I will be writing them. Make sure that they're evenly coated with your xylitol and with your cinnamon, and then I sprinkle a little bit more of the salt, your salt of choice. Never table salt. Never, never, never. That's a big no-no, but any of your sea salts. And then I just heat it over maybe a medium-low heat. Make sure they're all thoroughly coated, and they'll be real sticky. But then I put it in a glass pan, and before I was putting it in the oven, going through a whole other process, turns out that's totally unnecessary. Just put them in a nice glass pan and let them crystallize, and they do that all on their own, and they become like little candies, little almond candies, and they are in fact delicious. Just sweet enough, and for those of you who can tolerate the xylitol, it really is a wonderful sugar substitute. It's low glycemic. It's a really great thing for dental health because it prohibits the growth of bacteria in the mouth. So I actually chew the xylitol gum. This is spry. Again, I get it at Viacost. Watch for sales because this can be very, very spendy. But it's, again, non-GMO. Good brand. Spry is made by Xlayer, so it's xlayer.com. So that's it. Really, within a very short period of time, letting it crystallize, you've got really yummy almond treats that will disappear very quickly, I can assure you. This was at about this level about a day ago. So obviously a big hit. So catch us later with more cinnamon treats, lots of treats on grandmaba.com. Happy eating, nutritious eating. Talk to you soon.